Ladies and gentlemen, was Rahul Gandhi plain speaking or politicking? Amid a barrage of allegations in a fiery speech as a leader of opposition in the parliament, Rahul Gandhi today said, "People talk about artificial intelligence, but it's important to understand that AI on its own is absolutely meaningless because AI operates on top of data." In China, he said the consumption of data is owned by their own country. In India, companies like Google, Facebook, Instagram, X, they own our consumption data. So if India wants to talk about AI, it has to first answer the question, what data is going to power that AI? Mr. Gandhi said, stressing for the need for an indigenous database source that can feed artificial intelligence, alleging neither does India have production data, which according to him is owned by China. Neither does India have consumption data, which is owned, according to him, by the United States. First, let's listen in to what Rahul Gandhi has said.
AI on its own is absolutely meaningless because AI operates on top of data. Without data, AI means nothing. And if we look at data today, there is one thing which is very clear. Every single piece of data that comes out of the production system in the world, the data that was used to make this phone, the data that is used to make electric cars, the data that is used to make basically all electronics on the planet today is owned by China. And the consumption data is owned by the United States. China has at least a 10-year lead on India in this space. China has been working on batteries, robots, motors, optics for the last 10 years, and we are behind.
Well, last year in May, Intel's Vice President and Managing Director for the India, Santosh Vishwanathan, had spoken to First Post. And he had said, India accounts for 20% of all the data that is generated in the world, which, by the way, is a big number when you look at the race for AI. But he also warned that we barely have 2% of the world's data centers to store and process it all. So what does this mean? According to him, this leaves Indian businesses no choice but to store their data in the cloud, which are often stored on servers and data centers that are located outside India's sovereign borders. But does this mean India's data sovereignty is breached? In a battle of AI-led data wars, globally, according to International Trade Administration, US is ranked first. China comes second in terms of market valuation and UK is third. But remember, with China's DeepSeek, the global gaze and concerns have peaked, especially around state access to data collected. DeepSeek has shown that it might be possible for China to make AI cheaper and more accessible for everyone, not only making it a giant in terms of technology and its use, a huge rival to US, and of course China and US, their rivalry is huge, massive when it comes to AI and tech, apart from the economies as well. But amid one big question, that why does a country of techies, which is India, not able to create a homegrown DeepSeek or Google? While that's one question, we are tonight also looking and attempting a fact check on really, in the battle of wars for data, is your data really being compromised? Remember, India has a proposed digital personal data protection law. It is under draft. Public responses are still being sought. They're going to be sought till February 18th, and that's why it's very important for you to get up there and give your response. It enables users to give, manage, withdraw consent. Data keepers, or fiduciaries as they are known as, must adopt robust security measures, which also include data encryption and breach detection. Data keepers must delete personal data after 3 years of inactivity. So that does mean they have access to personal data, which of course you give consent to. And localized storage of specific data categories is hugely important. Now, this localized storage is one big challenge before India. Remember, this budget, the 2025 budget itself, has given a huge amount of funding when it comes to centers of excellence for education and research on AI. But is that enough in a race that's literally seeing a war of sorts?